Hi, best friend, sister, girlfriend. It's your girlfriend, Andrea, coming to you with another Ask Andrea. This particular episode, I honestly just want to sit here and talk to you candidly about what we've all been through before. We've all had to break up with an ex. Yes? Okay. Recently, I had to even ask myself this question. Do you really ever get over an ex? Like, not just, someone you dated just for a little while, but I'm talking someone who really influenced your life. I personally like to believe in a spirit of transfer. And what I mean by that, whoever or whomever you spend your time with, a part of that person stays with you, a part of you stay with them. They can influence you in very positive ways, negative ways. You can learn from them. It's just you. It's a connection of two spirits, right? So I was recently thinking about or talking to someone about, has people from your past that you've dated, do you think they've had some influence on you? And do you ever really get over them? Do you sometimes think like, wow, what is that person doing? And again, I am truly speaking about people that you have dated and you consider that relationship maybe something that it was going to actually go somewhere. So I was thinking about this, and I have to admit that someone in my life from the past, I didn't realize this, but they really, really, really made me have an entrepreneurial spirit. Like, I didn't even realize it so much, but I just looked at that person because I've had to travel from city to city, place to place. This particular person has stayed, in the same city that we've grown up in, and they've made such a tremendous life for themselves. And when I think back about the influence that that person had on me, it made me somewhat have, I don't know, it was more like, if that person can do it, so can I. So then, the little brain, ding, 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 ding. You also, we're girlfriends, right? We're friends. We can talk to each other. A side of me would be like, well, what if we never broke up? With that person, with his influence, my influence, would we have built an empire? And not to say everything has to be about, the means of your career and things like that. But I do wonder sometimes if that person would have stayed in my life, what the influence would have been over my life, because I know what I was left with and what I took and learned from that person truly did affect my life. So when we think about, do you really get over an ex? This is the thing. It's not always this thing about, oh, I'm so hurt, I can't love again. We really have to think about the positive things. It's, like I said, sometimes negative, of how that person truly influenced you. They could have impacted your life in such a positive way that you didn't even realize it. You could have watched how they maneuvered in and out of circles and said, you know what, I see each time that person goes into a new circle, I see that little light that shines in their eye, and I caught on to that. Or I saw how if they went and approached the banker versus how I would have gone and approached the banker, that person was able to get the things done. And I'm not trying to dwell on career aspirations or things like that. We can touch on love, right? We know, girl, we know. Some of our exes, and can we just say it again one more time? Some of our exes touched that spot. Whether that spot was here, back here, or down there, he touched it. And it takes a long, that's why it takes so long for women to get over and past things, because we're connected here, and I know you can't see it, but you know what I mean. From here to here, all three are connected. So it's a difficult task for us to just disconnect all three. It's a difficult task for us to accomplish all three at one time. Now, we can make up in our mind, it's time to move on. This may not be the right relationship. But here we go. Right? Here we go. We like, okay, that spot, we gotta let it go. How difficult is it to communicate all three things, right? Because if you are like most women, we cherish and we share and we love hard, and a lot of times, guys, we become a guy's personal cheerleader, and depending on what phase of your life you meet that person in, whether it's your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and 50s, different stages, right? Different stages, but I can say in the 20s, you're really building, trying to figure life out. You meet this wonderful guy, and you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to marry this guy. Things happen, careers happen, that particular thing may not work out. Then you get into your 30s. Life becomes a little bit more serious. You're a little bit more established. You're looking for something maybe a little bit more tangible. You want to hold on to something, grab hold of something that means, something to you, that whether you had the fantasy of getting married or whatever your outlook on life is, you start to look for that thing in your 30s, right? And I'm not going to say it's luck. If you are one of the women who grasp it in their mid-20s, early 30s, great. But statistically, in our country, women are getting married later in life, right? So it may not happen to your mid to late 30s. Then you're asking yourself, I want to have a child. Do I want to do this? And then there's this whole trend about travel. I want to see the world. All these added pressures, right? But all you want to do is to love the man. So you put all of your concentration, because remember now, you thought about this years ago. You had in your mind, whether it was a Cinderella story or whatever your story was, you had in your mind how this thing was going to go. So once you get that connection, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, it's hard. That suction is real. That connection is real. So do you really let it go if things don't work out? A part of you will always be with that person. A part of that person will always be with you. Now, the hard parts are if that person was a really bad person and they really weren't meant for you, generally, these things up front. But what I'm speaking on are people you really connect with, and for whatever reason, the universe just said, this is not the one or whatever. And I can almost guarantee you, I'm about 90% sure in every woman's life, there's that one or two guys that they wonder, he wasn't a bad guy. He was a great guy. I remember I would wake up on a Saturday morning and think about him. Every time he would come home to visit his mom, he would call and come by and visit. We would have so much fun together. Like, there's always that guy that you didn't have that negative experience with, and you wonder, right? And this even happens, you guys. Now, I don't have my ring on today. Sorry, I forgot it. Okay, I'm in the office, forgot it. But this is coming from someone who has 20 years experience of marriage. And when I talk to you as my girlfriend, I like to be candid and honest, because a lot of times people, try to act like they don't have, certain feelings. Like, you can really love your spouse, but you can really think about other things too if we being real. If we really being real, you could think about like the what ifs or how's that person doing that. The problem is you just don't act on it. But to think about it, it's it's human. It's humanity. It's how we are, okay? I don't know if that was a proper word, but you understand what I'm saying. You know, the thing is, in my opinion, depending on the guy, you generally never get over your ex. Not in the sense of, I forgot about him, I forgot that he exists. Those things only happen when they're not right for you. And that's not what I'm speaking of. I'm speaking of the alignment just wasn't there. It was timing. It would have been career. It could have been, we were too young. Because a lot of times people think, oh, this person cheated on me. And then I hear women talk about this all the time. If you are 22, 23, 24, he's around the same age. You guys been dating for 2 years in college. As you get older, you'll see, he was not cheating on you. That person probably liked you. He probably was, I can't even say he was in love with you, but he probably felt some feelings that he had never felt before. I'll say that. But there's a process of life that has to happen. And I can't name a man. Now, you may be able to name one. I can't name a man who met one woman in his 20s. And, I mean, we're in 2019 now. I'm not going to say this didn't happen in the 40 and 50. But met a woman. And generally, once he met her, he didn't see anything else but her. I don't even know if that's fair, because my thing is, if that did happen, something may happen later in life. He's going to try to relive what he wasn't able to live in his 20s. I.e., if you want to say he's going through a midlife crisis, or however you want to put it, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. Now, if you want to be around for it, you can. Now, I'm not a person who believes that adultery is the end-all, be-all, depending on how long you've been married to who, what the situation is. But I will say this. You're not ready in your 20s. You not ready, he not ready. Not at 22, 24. You haven't figured it out yet. You hadn't figured out. That's why I feel so sad for my little girls who, make major life decisions. Major life decisions when they are in their, teens, having babies. Like, I'm not saying that, I don't believe any child is a mistake, but I do believe that when you are educated to a certain point, and depending on the circumstances, because a lot of times I've had a child come to me, and I'm never going to forget this. She was 14 years old, and she had a troubled home. And in her troubled home, there was a lot of domestic violence. And she shared with me that she wanted to experience love. And, I don't know if at that time, being like, I think I was 20 when she told me this, I don't even know if I was 20. But she wanted to experience love on a deeper level that she had not experienced before. And how she thought to go about experience the type of love that she wanted was to have a child. And when she shared this with me, I said, love is everywhere. I understand that you want a baby and she told me, I remember she said, I want to feel unconditional love. And I feel like if I have my baby won't ever turn its back on me, and it will love me forever. And the inside of me, honestly, I was soaking, because, there wasn't a place for her to go. I mean, a 14-year-old, it wasn't a place for her to go. Fast forward a year later, I saw the young lady. She was 8 months pregnant. She succeeded in her goal. She had the baby. By all means, she seemed happy. I don't know. I can't say for me that would have been the right decision. I don't even know if the baby is here. The baby is grown now. But I can't speak on circumstances like that, because when you're in a environment that's not healthy, all types of things happen. But to my young ladies who, can get caught up in social media and, want to have, I don't know what it is, a connection to a man. I just remember just having a fabulous time in my 20s. Don't you, girl? Our 20s, growing up in Atlanta was amazing, okay? I had a blast. And even I was a part of the Big Sister, Big Sister, Little Sister program, my Big Brother, Big Sister program. And I remember my little sister from the program, I used to always tell her, you're going to have so much fun in your 20s. And I would just always instill the positive things that she was going to experience. And I'm saying that, I know I kind of got off key right there for a second. But going back to the exes, okay? Girlfriend, we can talk. You can leave me a message. Let me know. Do you really think, this little thing was itching me, girl. I'm sorry. Do you really think you really get over your ex? Do you really get over your ex? Or is it okay to say it's okay that person influenced your life? That person will always be a part because there was some type of connection, and that's okay? Because no different than you connect with humans along your life's path, and you remember certain people from high school, certain people from church, certain people from, co-workers. You may not ever see those people again, but it was something about them that you connected with. And if this connected, there's literally nothing you can do. There's literally nothing you can do. You can move on, but you have to stay in the positive and be grateful for the positive things and influences that person had over your life. So in conclusion, I would like to say it's okay. It's okay not to get over him. Don't be crazy, girl. Okay? Now, don't go looking for him on Facebook. He got 3 kids and a dog and a wife. Don't do all that. Don't do that, girl. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself, girl. But I'm just saying, it's okay if he was a positive influence and you just wonder, like, what could have, should have, girl. What could have happened? It's all good. It's really all good. And I just love having these candid conversations with you. So, again, my name is Andrea, your girlfriend next door. I love to refer to all of you as my best friend, sister, girlfriends. And please catch me here on this channel, Your Girlfriend Next Door, where I will just talk about all types of subjects. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not looking for perfect people. And I hope no one's looking for me to be perfect. I'm just here basically having girl chat. These are the conversations that sometimes your girlfriend call you up and you just like, girl, I saw David today and it just got me in my head, and I was just wondering, I wonder what it would have been like if David and I would have been able to continue talking, and you just had that conversation. So again, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and I look forward to speaking to you. I'm going to really, really, really challenge myself to do these more often. I love you. Bye, best friend, sister, girlfriend. Girl.